discussion and possible action regarding the expansion of Wi-Fi. Mr. Neese.
Thank you, Mayor, members of council. As you know, about a year ago, we installed a Wi-Fi hub and then subsequently a repeater within the gardens of the town center. And we experienced a tremendous amount of use. We haven't publicly advertised this. As you know, people have their hip-top computers, their smartphones. They come in here, they go to the Wi-Fi mode, and then they research information. Speeds up the time in processing that information. We have about, on average, every month, 200 distinctive users. So it's our users that are coming in and using that. If they use it multiple times, it doesn't count the multiple times. So we have, on average, throughout the course of the year, about 200 users a month. What we're finding is that there are some weak spots within it, and the most significant weak spot, and it's kind of like throwing a stone in a lake. There's that ripple effect, and when it hits some other particle or stone within there, it ripples back. And so we have one weak spot that we know of that needs some attention. That's around the sundial. And that's important to us because obviously we have visitors coming into the town hall on a regular basis wanting information. And one of the things we see a lot is them accessing their smartphones and looking for additional data and maps. So we want to intensify the signal there because a lot of those folks have said that there's weak signals in that general vicinity. So we contacted Hot Zone Arizona, who provided the hub site and repeater site, and we're looking at a similar repeater site around the sundial to intensify the signal around our iconic element where a lot of visitors gather and use their smartphones. So that's simply this request, is to add a repeater site to intensify that signal in that area where we do get a lot of visitors. The cost is approximately $2,600, and it will come through our Public Works Department, where we regularly use an account there to add to infrastructure and equipment that we use throughout the town. So that's the appropriate line within our budget that we're taking from. So approximately $2,600 coming from our Public Works account.
And for our first, please.
Gary, can you kind of give us a description of what the current orders are for coverage with the existing repeater?
The vision was, when we put in the hub site, was to concentrate on the gardens. And that's still the focus, is intensifying the signal in the gardens. And so we found that this area was weak. We found that going down Ho-Hum, there was a weak area before too. So we intensified that area. We're just simply trying to intensify this area. And then the coverage will be, for the most part, uniform from the sundial through the amphitheater over to where the crested swirl was, and then down Ho-Hum. So we have a pretty good coverage throughout the core of the town center, the public space in the town center. That's what the original purpose was.
About how far does it extend north? Is what I mean. South.
It varies. Once again, like a ripple in a pond, you know, it hits a vegetation piece of the building and stuff, and the signal ripples back, it reflects back. So it varies upon the location of what's in between everything. Yes, it's line of sight.
Well, down by Spanish Village, when we have a repeater, it goes all the way to Savas.
Technology right now, as I described, line of sight, and it's basically is the ripple effect. So if you have line of sight and you're a far distance away, you might get the signal reasonably well. If you're closer and there's vegetation in the way, you might or might not get it. So it depends what type of vegetation is in the way and so forth. One of the things I mentioned is in the front door of Town Hall at our visitor center, we have free Wi-Fi and Carefree. You can't get the signal at our front door. So it seems appropriate to put, and the circle on this map shows where the repeater would be placed. That's not the coverage that would be there. Coverage would be much broader. That's only a place where we would put the repeater.
One question, Gary, I see the cost is $2,600. Does that do anything to the monthly? Do we have a monthly expense, I think?
There's a monthly monitoring fee that's associated with the hub site. It's not associated with the repeater site. So all this does is intensify the signal. There's no additional charge.
Councilman Jensen?
This area that is shown, what does that designate? Where the repeater will be placed?
Yes, we were looking in that general vicinity. Obviously, the coverage area is going to be a little bit different, but we were looking somewhere in that general vicinity. It's going to go by most likely by the sundial. Yes, that's not an indication of coverage.
That's where the repeater would be
It
placed.
will be located within this area.
We're looking at tucked by one of the soap trees near the sundial.
Got it.
We're going to put a pole painted black and put the antenna on top of it. So it's going to be in the soap tree itself.
We have a 3-year license. Does it have a warranty for 3 years?
I believe there is some type of warranty associated with all the equipment that we have purchased. Yes. And Hot Zona monitors everything, so if there's an issue with coverage or if it goes out, we know instantly, and they're in contact to us through email. So we have a regular status update. We can be in the middle of the night to let us know that it went out and this was a problem. So it's constantly monitored.
A motion and a second to approve agenda item 13, possible expansion of Wi-Fi with another repeater. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously.